I'm going to talk one more time. The last time I talked was very informational. It was more about recruiting and that type of business. I want to spend some time today talking about a few things that I think are extremely important for every human being. Okay, I think it's important, to build a team. I also think it's very important for you as you move on in life and in your current situation. There are three things that I'm going to talk about today. So I'm going to hit on each of them briefly. Okay. Number one, be humble. Be humble. Number two, be appreciative. How do I spell that? A-P-P. R-E-C-I-A-T-I-E. Be appreciative. The final thing is be courteous. Okay? I'm going to touch on all these things briefly, but I think if you kind of live your life this way, I'm going to give you some examples. These are things that can move you ahead, get you where you want to go. All right. First of all, being humble. We live in a generation and a society where it's very acceptable to beat your own chest, sing your own praises, and we all know that everybody in this room wants to be appreciated. Everybody in this room wants to be recognized. Everybody in this room wants to be respected. Okay, but that doesn't happen if you're the one giving your own appreciation. If you're giving your own props, then it's not going to happen. Okay, you see it on TV, you see it in sports, and the reason you see it in sports is because those kids didn't do that in high school, right? Some of them, might have here and there, but that sells. People want to watch that stuff, right? So when I say be humble, I don't really like a lot of trash talking. We all know that. But more importantly, if you go around talking about yourself, it sort of makes you look, like you're searching for people to appreciate you. Okay. A wise coach told me one time about one of my former players who was a good player. One of the most humble kids you've ever met in your life, and he said he makes himself small, and by doing so, he makes himself huge. And what that means is he's always giving credit to teammates, always building people up around you, putting yourself down, and the respect that the rest of the people have for you because of that is growing immensely. Okay, so it's really important, in my opinion, to be humble. The next thing I want to talk about is to be appreciative. All right, again, I hate to say when I was young we walked to school uphill both ways in the snow, but times are different now than when I grew up, and I know and I understand that. A lot of things now, we want it, and we want it now, and if we don't get it, we're mad, and when we get it, we should have gotten it, I think being appreciative is extremely important. I look, and sometimes it bothers me. I'll go into the locker room, I'll come into the weight room, and people are, maybe not taking care of it. Maybe, they think that, we deserve all this stuff, and maybe you don't think we have good stuff. Everybody in this room now wasn't here before this weight room changed. Okay, just 3 years ago, the stuff in here was not very good, right? And so we felt it important to give you guys the nicest stuff that we can give you. Does that mean that now we're entitled to it? Does not. Okay, jerseys, helmets, all the things that we have. Okay, you don't get those just because you're supposed to. Those are things that are gifts, right? And so you need to be appreciative of the things that you have. More outside of football, you need to be appreciative of your family. You need to be appreciative of your friends. And sometimes we get blinded by all the bullcorn that's out there and don't look around and truly appreciate the things that are around you. I think that's really important. And sometimes we lose sight of that. Okay, nothing is owed to you. Not one single thing is owed to you. You get it and you be thankful for it. Okay, there's folks that have it a whole lot worse than you. I don't care how bad you think you got it in whatever situation of life you're talking about. There's people out there that got it a whole lot worse than you. So be appreciative and thankful. And then the last thing I want to talk about is being courteous. Okay, this to me is really important. We live now where it's really easy to to go on Snapchat or, whatever, social media, and you can say whatever you want to say, and you're not looking at a guy nose to nose when you're saying it. You kind of get into a deal where you can say what you want to because you're hidden in, cyberspace. Being courteous is extremely important, okay? I was told, and you may have heard this quote before, people may forget what you say. They may forget that someday they're going to forget what you're saying. They will never forget how you treated them. They will never forget how you treated them. So, talking is one thing, but how you genuinely treat people, I think that's something that it's a skill that, will help grow our team. It's a skill that will help you in life. One of my very good friends was an average football player, went to Rice University, he was pretty smart, went and walked on, made the team, made good friends, but he was genuinely a nice guy, right? You never know when you're on a job interview, right? One of his teammates, their family owned this huge company, and the minute he graduated, the minute he graduated, this guy that he was courteous to, his family hired him on, okay? And it was just because of how he treated people. Guess how much money that guy makes now? Last time I talked to him, he was making about $850,000 a year because he was courteous, okay? You never know when you treat somebody a certain way when that's going to come back and it's going to pay you benefit, okay? It doesn't mean be fake. It means genuinely be courteous, okay? Whether it's to a teacher. If I'm a jerk to a teacher, am I going to get any help down the road? If I'm courteous from day one, and I walk in the door with a smile on my face, and I'm willing to help, and I'm willing to, to be friendly, that teacher's going to help you. Same thing when you get a job. If you go in there and you're grumpy and you're not a person that people want to be around, you're not going to advance. If you go in and everybody likes you and you're courteous and you're nice, what's going to happen? You're going to elevate, okay? So those are things that, there's lots of ways that this applies. I'm not talking specifically football here. I'm talking about life in general. You never know. You want to be humble, okay? You can come across, being a jerk if you're not. You want to be appreciative of the things that you have around you. I tell you right now, you should be appreciative to be a Brenham Cub. I mean, I think sometimes we walk in the door and we say, what are they doing for me? Brenham's this, Brenham's that. You know what? Brenham was built by guys for decades and decades and decades who sweated, who busted their butt, who earned it, right? So that's our job. We need to be appreciative that we're Brenham Cub. What can we do to make this thing better? Nobody owes you a daggone thing. Nobody owes it to you. You go out, you get it, and then when you get it, you be appreciative for it. Everybody got it? And the last thing, be courteous. Okay? It helps in so many ways in life. Be courteous, and I guarantee you, good things will come to you if you're a courteous person. Everybody got it? All right. Well, I appreciate you. This is